guys, so I'm going to be talking about R.L. Stine's series for teens, Fear Street. As many of you know, I make jokes and stuff about R.L. Stine and everything, and while I do think he has his flaws as a writer, I think he has a lot of strengths that make me like him as well. And honestly, he's probably the only writer I enjoy more, for sincerely and ironically at the same time, because the things that I think are cheesy and weak in his writing, I love ironically, and the things I think are genuinely good about his writing, I love sincerely. But I've actually been wanting to do a video about these series for a while. So for those who don't know, Fear Street was a series of novels written for teenagers that R.L. Stine started in the late 80s, and he wrote to about the late 90s, and he's actually has written spin-offs and series within the series, and he's also has recently revived the series. But the premise of the series is there's a town called Shadyside, and there's a street in this town called Fear Street, and it's spelled, fear, F-E-A-R, and there's a curse from a family called the Fears, who, which is revealed in like a historical horror series within the series. There's a curse on the streets where bad stuff always happens, and so it's a very loose premise that holds this series together. It's an anthology series. They're basically malevolent, or supernatural, or usually just psychotic people to end up living on the street and terrorizing teenagers. Like his Goosebumps series for kids, it's an anthology series, so it follows a different character each time. Unlike Goosebumps, there's characters in it that show up here and there throughout the books, but each plot is different. Each plot is unique, and the only thing that kind of connects them is the setting. And typically, most of the plots would involve things like a girl meets a new guy at the high school, and he's a nice, charming guy, and they go on a few dates, and then people start dropping dead, and it turns out he's the killer. Or people go to a party, and it turns out there's ghosts haunting it. Things like that, and it's a very interesting series, because I mean, if you like mystery fiction and you like finding out whodunit and things like that, I recommend it. If you like campy teen thrillers, I recommend those for the series for that as well. But they're actually a lot better. The stuff I think he writes for younger readers, they're a little more realistic, and the writing is actually, I think, more tighter and less silly. And the plots are definitely a lot less silly. It's a different demographic he's writing.